Hello, hi, welcome back to my channel. um, yeah, okay. Welcome back to my channel, and to those who are new, welcome to my channel. Um, my name is Jasmine, and this channel is called Day Talks. So basically, in Day Talks, we're talking about God, God Himself, kind of just being afresh with God and reading and dissecting the Scripture, and kind of just discovering new things in Scripture that we may not have pulled out before, may not have seen before, realized before. And so in doing that, usually when I come on here, we will read either 3, 2, or 1 scriptures. The last video I did, we went over 3 scriptures, but today we're just going to be reading 1 scripture. We'll get into that a little bit later. But then after we discuss the scripture, then I give a song, like a song suggestion for you guys to listen to today, throughout the week, throughout the month. And then we conclude, and then that is it. Alright, so we can go ahead and dive in. Okay, so today's verse is going to be found out of 1 Corinthians 14:33, and in that verse, let me actually. So, like I said, we're reading 1 Corinthians 14:33, and so my Bible is the RSV version, so that's the Revised Standard Version. You can read, obviously, whichever version you like. They both have the same, or they all have the same meaning. But the RSV version states, "For God is not a God of confusion, but of peace." And then, if you were to read the King James Version, the King James Version is like, "God is not the author of confusion, but a God of peace for all the saints," or something similar to that. It'll be right there, see. But yeah, so God is not the God of confusion, but God of peace. This verse is pretty, I don't say self-explanatory, but it's just laid out like straight spread of butter, nothing to, I don't want to say nothing to like, that's confusing, but it's kind of funny because it's got a lot of confusion, but like it's straight there, like it's straight here. God's not the God of confusion, but the God of peace. And so I think that in this verse, it pairs with the idea or the feeling of worry. Worrying is something that is very common to everyone. It's not just something that these type of people have, or like this specific age group. Like everyone worries. Some people may worry more than other people. Some people may worry less than other people. I know me personally, I worry a lot. Just this week, I've been worrying, stressed myself. I'm like, oh Lord. But this verse just goes to show how God is not a God of confusion, but a God of peace. You know, sometimes when we worry about things, we worry because we don't understand, or like we're like, okay, or we don't know how something's going to turn out. Like for example, like I have I'm a life leader here at GCU, and so I have a life group actually today. And okay, the air just kicked on, and I feel like it's gonna completely video, so I'm just gonna it's gonna come back when it comes off. Okay, so I remembered that the air was gonna be on for quite a while, so I was gonna just try to talk extra loud so you guys could hear me. But what was I saying? Yeah, so I'm life leader here at GCU, and so I actually have like a life group that I'm gonna be doing today, and I've been worried. Like, Lord, like, I'm scared. Like, it's my new time out here. Like, if I don't present your word right, like, Lord, like, just help me. Like, I just been worried about so much stuff because I don't know how it's going to turn out. I don't know what the outcome is going to be. I don't know if people are going to come, but God knows all that stuff. And so because He knows all those things, He's saying, like, okay, come confide in me so I can give you peace, so I can give you understanding, so I can take away all the anxieties. And I think that that's really helpful because I can't help myself. Like I'll go and like sometimes like I'll like watch Netflix or something like that to like try to like ease my worries or like ease like whatever, and like yeah, that'll help for a while, but after the episode's over, like what am I supposed to do now? But it's like I'm glad that I can come to a God who has order, a God who is not who doesn't operate in chaos. Like the things that we think are chaotic, things that in our lives that are chaotic, He organizes them. He files them. You know how like, well, I don't know if you guys watch SpongeBob. I don't know if you know the scene, but like when like inside your head, when like it feels like there's piles of paper everywhere. Like how do I keep? Okay, hold on. It feels like there's piles of paper like everywhere. You're like, oh my gosh, like you can't find anything. Like it just seems like everything's like this dysfunction. Like you're in the dark. It's like and God's just like, okay, let me come in there and let me sweep it up, or let me put this into the files. Let me put this in a folder. Like let me just, when you get like, when you get papers and you like burn like this, and you like sort of like, God's like, let me do that. Let me file this stuff for you. Like I'm not a God of confusion. I'm not the author of confusion. I'm the author of peace. I'm the creator of peace. And so let me give that to you. God is the God of being our father, our friend, our comforter, our provider. And so with having all these things, he doesn't want to see us depressed. He does not want to see us stressed. He does not want to see us anxious about anything, nothing. He wants us to cast all those things on him so that he can give us love, so he can give us understanding, so he can comfort us when we feel like we can't be comforted. And so comforted. The word comfort. Okay. And so what this is saying, God is not the author of confusion. I think one thing that's important in this verse is when you feel confused, to go and ask him, and talk to him, and be like, God, I don't see what you're seeing. I don't understand why you want me to go about it this way. I feel like it'd be easier for me to go over here, but I'm confused on why you think that this is the best way. Ask him. Like all you do is just ask him, like, Lord, help me see this. Like, Lord, can you give me a scripture? Like, Lord, sometimes to me, like I hear Lord like do songs like from worship and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay, like I see, like whatever it is that works for you, like ask him to better, not to better, but to help yourself have joy, because you only get that joy through God. And so if he has the supply of all the joy, of all the happiness, stuff like that, go to him. And it's not like he's just like keeping it all for himself, like, no, like this is my, like he wants to give us this joy, he wants to give us this comfort, and that is just so it's refreshing. It's really refreshing. And it reminds me of the song that I sent you guys in the last video, the one Bigger Than I Thought, when in the lyrics it was like, I throw all my cares before you, my doubts and fears don't scare you. They don't scare God, you guys. They don't scare him. Like, that is just, I know I'm saying amazing a lot, but this is amazing. Like, you guys, like, it is so amazing. Like, the things that we think would scare or turn off other people, they don't scare or turn off our God, like, all the time. And even when, like, if you're reading this verse, and let's just say today, like, I'm like, bomb. Like, I'm like, what, God, I'm not gonna be worried, I'm not gonna be stressed because you got me, like, all the time, you got me. And then, like, next week, I'm like, God, like, this ain't gonna work, like, it came back. And, like, even things like that, when they come back, God's like, well, I'm always here. I will always be here. You turn around, I'll be right there. You turn over here, I'll be right here. You turn around you, I'm right there. He is always there. And even like, like how he says, like, his grace and mercy like renews like daily, every single day. It's the same thing. Like his peace can renew daily and daily. You just have to ask him and show him. And even though he already knows when these things happen, it's still it pleases him when we come to him and ask him, because it's like, wow, they want me to do something. And like obviously sometimes he'll still do it, like even if we don't do it, but like going to him and saying, and like going to him and asking, like, Lord, I need you. Lord, you're the only one. Lord, there's no one like you. I need you to come in and help me in this area, help heal my heart. That must feel so amazing. Like even as people, even as humans, it feels good when someone comes to us and like, I need your help. Like you're the only person that help me. Like, oh my gosh, like I know your brain can help me solve this problem. Like us as humans, like that must feel so good. So imagine how great it must feel. Imagine how great it must feel to God when we come to him, glorifying him, saying, Lord, you're Alpha, you're Omega, you're mighty, you're powerful, you're faithful. This is why I know that this problem it's big to me, but it's a minor to you, because you can do it like that. Because you can do it like that. Like giving him that praise and honor, like that is what he loves, you guys. That is what he loves, and we should do that. Like we should really like ask him for these things, because as God's children, he never wants to see us like down. And like I was just talking to my friend, and was saying how like Jesus didn't die on the cross for us to still be suffering here on earth. Like then what would be the point of him dying on the cross if it was suffering? And so if he sent his son to be there and to help us like in these situations, then why aren't we using that? Like we can use that to like have this eternal peace that can last us forever and forever and forever. So that's what I came to talk to you guys about today. This verse, 1 Corinthians 14:33. For God is not a God of confusion, but of peace. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace in the saints, to the church. It's right there. I don't know why I keep forgetting it. But yeah, you guys, God is not the author of confusion, but a God of peace. And that's for always. That's forever. That's today. That's next week. That's next month. That's next year. It will always be that way. And so, in continuing with this verse, the song for today is by Hillsong. It's called Came to My Rescue. I discovered the song earlier this week, and it is amazing. It is so good, you guys. It's so good. And so I'll link it here, and I just encourage you guys to listen to it this week. And like I said in the last video, meditate in the words, really listen to what they're saying, and just remind you that when we call, God answers. He answers every single time. The times when we want him to answer, he's like, okay, but if I get you right here, I'm gonna tell you right. If I answer right here, this will solve this and that. Sometimes we just like, God, like I see this right here, but God's seen the bigger picture. He's like, okay, but if I get you on Tuesday, then that thing that you're gonna end up worrying about next Thursday, it won't even be existent because you guys, like, he knows. Okay, I don't want to get ahead of the song, but this is the song "Came to My Rescue" by Hillsong. That would be the song for today, and the verse for today, 1 Corinthians 14:33. So that is what I came here today to deliver to you guys on. And I hope that you really got something out of the verse and that you get something out of the song. And if you did, share it with someone. Share this video. Like it, comment, subscribe. And even if you don't do that, that's completely okay because I'm just here to minister and to share the goodness of the Lord. That's what this platform is for. And with that, I want to say that I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed week. And that God continues to bring you peace, comfort, and joy, and rest in this season. Bye.
I call, you answer.